Well, welcome to Lumbee River EMC Stadium, Division II Women's Soccer tonight on a Saturday evening from Pembroke, North Carolina. Pleasant good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Trevor Williams with you, and glad you can be with us tonight for the Bears and the UNC Pembroke Braves. Lenoir-Rhyne and UNC Pembroke, a couple teams that haven't been beaten in a while. The Bears riding a 3-match winning streak. UNC Pembroke has not been defeated in its last 5. A big part of that starts just earlier this week on Wednesday when the Braves played host to number 5 Flagler right here at LR-EMC Stadium. That match a big one for the Braves. In the 89th minute, Stacy Scott coming up with the equalizer for UNC Pembroke. They were able to force overtime. It went 2 overtime periods. No golden goal, so it ended a draw, but a very big result for UNC Pembroke to draw the number 5 team in the country. When we flip it over and take a look at Lenoir-Rhyne, they're a team that is able to spread out their attack. They have 8 different multi-goal scorers on this Bear roster, and they're really led by one of their better forwards, Abby Brown, who has 5 goals this season already. Brown also is the reigning SAC Player of the Week, so she will be a player to watch out for sure. And remember, she also has 5 assists on the season as well. For UNC Pembroke, the player to highlight has to be Stacy Scott. Scott had that game tire against Flagler. She's also had 3 braces in her career, 2 on this season. With the pair of goals on Wednesday trying to add to it, she leads the team currently with 5 goals after that 2-goal performance earlier this week. A good performance tonight, and she could be in the running for Peach Belt Conference Offensive Player of the Week. The Braves going up against the Bears tonight. We have Division II Women's College Soccer coming up in just a couple moments right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Welcome back to UNC Pembroke as we get set for the Braves and the Bears. UNC Pembroke and Lenoir-Rhyne on this Saturday evening. Trevor Williams with you, the rest of our great crew, including producer Matt Sabatis. Glad to have you with us. Let's see how long this one will go. Wednesday, 110 for UNC Pembroke. The minutes played on the pitch. That is quite a way to start a 4-match stretch for the Braves. It is going to be a bear of a stretch at that. Maybe fitting that they're welcoming the Bears in for game 2 of this 4-match set as they go 4 matches in 7 days starting earlier this week on Wednesday, as it'll continue to get even tighter and tighter as the week goes on. Monday, another match coming up for the Braves against Lee's McRae, and then on Wednesday, Lander back into Peach Belt Conference play for a 5 o'clock kick. So all these matches are around the 5 o'clock range. Lars Anderson excited for his team to try to make some moves. 7-3-1 overall, 4-1-1 in the Peach Belt. It's a non-conference match tonight for UNC Pembroke with Lenoir-Rhyne out of the South Atlantic Conference at 8-3-1 and 3-2-1 in SAC play. That currently is good for 5th in the SAC. Both teams taking the pitch to get ready to go, and we will be underway in Pembroke. Turns into a hotter evening than expected. It's only supposed to hit the upper 70s. Sun really popped out this afternoon. It's overcast all day in Pembroke. We sit at 82 degrees for opening kickoff tonight. A beautiful mid-October evening soccer match. Lenoir-Rhyne will start with possession. Standing over ball, Taylor Rios and Hannah Van Erden. So we'll see how these two teams do. Lenoir-Rhyne has not lost in its last 3 matches. As we said, UNC Pembroke undefeated in its last 5, coming off a draw on Wednesday to number 5 Flagler. It's played right here at home. Lenoir-Rhyne starting through the back. A step around Alexis Pittman for Dylan Bedell. Towards the midfield stripe, Katie Ryan with a quick settle. Up to Shannon O'Neill. A room to try forward. Spits a through ball in, but that will roll right to the keeper, Elena Morris. Senior goalkeeper for Lenoir-Rhyne. Rolling that ball away from net. Lenoir-Rhyne in the maroon kits. UNC Pembroke white at the top of the kit, black shorts. Katie Ryan sliding over the top of the defender, far side. Beautiful LREMC Stadium. Renovations continuing up to the ribbon cutting on the stadium on Monday night against Lisa McRae. Little pass left out for Rios. Go wide with it now. Cross in, Jasmine Senecal Guzman in the area, but she'll let it roll free to her sophomore goalkeeper, Gina Ryan. 45 saves for the reigning Peach Belt Conference Goalkeeper of the Week. We'll get our clock caught up with you here as well. Just into minute number 2 currently. Christine Rolfs cutting one off, playing it out the near side. Braves a 2-2 decision on Wednesday against number 5 Flagler. It was a 2-1 win for Lenoir-Rhyne on Tuesday against St. Leo. Throwing for the Bears, just over Alexis Pittman. Keeps on the turf with Carly Rochelle. A tough knock through. Here goes Stacy Scott trying to race Helen Ramsey down the near side. Ramsey able to get it back to her keeper, Morris. So into minute number 3 in Pembroke. Head coach is looking on across the way. Lars Anderson for the Braves in his 17th season. Gary Higgins for Lenoir-Rhyne in his 3rd year. No stranger to Lenoir-Rhyne, was formerly a men's player for the Bears. Weisner stepping through the middle. Alexis Pittman working at the feet, trying to find room around. Nice defensive angle so far taken by Dylan Bedell. Bedell able to work it around, and then maybe a questionable call to say that the throw stays with UNC Pembroke. Christine Rolfs will have the throw for the Braves. Stacy Scott, a little room towards the end line. Gets the cross into box. It's loose there, and finally coming out to land on top of it, Elena Morris. Lenoir-Rhyne will take a breath. Flip it outside. Looking upfield, trying to find the right-footed Taylor Rios. 8 different multi-goal scorers for Lenoir-Rhyne. They're going to spread it out offensively, have outscored their opposition by 13 goals this year. UNC Pembroke outscoring its opposition by 12. Alexis Pittman towards the middle of the pitch. Cleared off the back line by Claire Niebergo. Christine Rolfs from just inside the midfield stripe, going to play the corner towards Alexis Pittman. She is onside. A chance for a cross for the freshman. And crossed a little too far wide towards the end line. We'll set the pitch for the Braves 11 first, starting from back to front with sophomore goalkeeper Gina Ryan, and then Christine Rolfs, Haley Stewart, Jasmine Senecal Guzman, and Katie Ryan working on the back line for Gina. Midfielders for the Braves, Carly Rochelle, Shannon O'Neill, and Christina Stevenson. The 50-50 ball controlled by Lenoir-Rhyne. They punch it outside, running into it, Christina Shimshock. Jasmine Senecal Guzman had to battle the conditions on Wednesday, the tough rainy surface. Was able to get to that easily on this sunshiny night in Pembroke. Lenoir-Rhyne battling for the throw, but the Braves are going to be given the opportunity to be on the offensive attack. So field conditions much friendlier today, to say the least, compared to that Wednesday match. And Jasmine Senecal Guzman, one of the backline players for the Braves, who kind of struggled with some of those conditions. Lost her footing a couple times. Completely missed on one clearance out back for the Braves. Something you don't see much from the senior, who has started 18 more matches than any other Brave in her career. Right at the top of the books in career minutes played as well. Alexis Pittman trying to get a tackle on Abigail McGarrell. Again, a throw coming to the Braves into minute 6. Already a better start than Wednesday for UNC Pembroke. They gave up a second-minute goal to Flagler. Fell behind the 8 ball until later in the first half. We're able to take it to the break all even. Stewart has the header. Nicely up to Rochelle. Has a chance for the Braves to turn it onto a counter. Pittman sells it with the outside of the right foot. Stacy Scott spinning around, squares it out to O'Neal. O'Neal running. One more touch towards the end line. Did not have Kate Weisner ready to go there yet. Weisner, a senior for the Braves, as is Cynical Guzman, the 2 starting seniors. Katie Watkins, along with Courtney Boger, will both be available as reserves for the Braves. Kick away from net by Elena Morse. Westminster, Maryland, the home for the Lenoir-Rhyne keeper. Step back, nice reversal, burst of speed for Taylor Rios. Looking outside, Jasmine Cynical Guzman gets there first, angles it around Christina Shimshak. Shoulder to shoulder. On the far side, Lenoir-Rhyne has a throw. Now Christina Stevenson in a battle. Sliding down to her left side, Taylor Rios. Over to the player we highlighted in the open, Abby Brown from Leeds, England. Leeds are signing goal scored with 5. Had it cleared out by the Braves along the near side, approaching minute number 8. Your head referee this evening is Evan Frank. Assistant referees Alexander Kalsick and James Wilson. Spinning around, Taylor Rios. Looking for end line, Christina Stevenson. Marking it up, touches it out with the right foot. Corner kick coming for Lenoir-Rhyne. First corner kick for the Bears. First corner kick to either side tonight. Lenoir-Rhyne has 10 more corner kicks than UNC Pembroke on the season. This will be number 75 for the Bears. The Braves are 64 on the year. Both sides heavily out corner kicking their opposition. Lenoir-Rhyne a little bit better though, 74-25 their corner kick advantage in 2017. Kick to be taken by Dylan Bedell. Sends it far side post. Stacy Scott trying to get up to head it out. Kate Weiser trying to cover on the backside. Goes back to Bedell, ways out. Surveys back around for a service in from Kerrigan, and it's caught by Gina Ryan. Good hops for the 5'7" goalkeeper. He doesn't tower, but Lars Anderson's talked before about that not necessarily being the most important trait of a goalkeeper. He likes the intelligent play of his sophomore. Says head and shoulders above many keepers at the Division II level and probably could be a starting goalkeeper at many mid-major Division I schools. It's high praise from the gaffer of the Braves. Off the foot of Alexis Pittman, going to stay with Lenoir-Rhyne. Dylan Bedell to throw it in. Approaching our opening 10 minutes. Both sides have had some crosses, but not much landed on net. Lenoir-Rhyne has 1 shot so far in the last try by Cassandra Kerrigan. A little time for Shannon O'Neal. Advantage has been given to the Braves. They're going to work it outside. Chance for Kate Weisner to run it down. Took a bit of a bad angle on the ball. Adjusts towards corner flag. Cleared off by Christina Shimshak. Weisner rolls over the top of Shimshak, hits the deck. Throw coming for the Braves. We mentioned the goalkeeper Gina Ryan, her defensive line, the midfielders, the forwards for UNC Pembroke, Stacy Scott, Alexis Pittman, and Kate Weisner. Was just trying along the far side touch line. Stevenson had designs of stepping up into a shot, couldn't get it off. Ryan trying to control the ball, but it's Lenoir-Rhyne coming out ahead with it. Forwards for Lenoir-Rhyne, Hannah Van Eerden. It's just the lone listed forward. Then all midfielders with her. On the attack, Lenoir-Rhyne. Braves trying to clear it, and they cleared off their own defender. Now it goes to Christina Shimshak. Along those midfield attackers, It'll be Madison Kyle. The cross in. Trying to half volley it with the right foot and settle was Van Erden, taken away by Stevenson. Back up to Pittman. Braves quickly on the counter. Stacy Scott with the stride towards the corner flag. Works the cross in. Pittman not quite having the Jets to get on the back end. Now does and connects. And UNC Pembroke strikes first. Off the rebound, Alexis Pittman from the cross, able to finish near side post. Pittman hadn't scored in a while, but gets on the board early for the Braves. Just over 10 minutes in, UNC Pembroke strikes first on Pittman's 5th goal of the year. The assist to Stacy Scott on the cross. Referee's going to reset it for Lenoir-Rhyne to take possession. About the opportunity for the freshman, not giving up on a ball that stayed loose inside the 18. Pittman able to put it away. So Stacy Scott gets assist number 4. Alexis Pittman goal number 5. It comes at 10-11. Braves after that startup by Lenoir-Rhyne will kick it deep towards the Bears box, headed up. Pittman racing near side is on, trying to get to the end line for a cross. It pushed off and shoved at the end line. Referees say a corner kick is coming. Christina Stevenson will hustle to take it. Official time of the goal was at 10 minutes 11 seconds. So the Braves in the 11th minute carving out the early lead. We'll just pass through that into the 12th. And the first corner kick for UNC Pembroke tonight. Christina Stevenson tees it on up for the Braves. Angles it wide, skied over the net. That does it for UNC Pembroke's first set piece opportunity of the match. A different feel for the Braves now tonight to work ahead after, we said, falling behind early on Wednesday in just the 2nd minute. Elena Morris kicks it high up to that far side. Chance for Rochelle to read the pass, did indeed. Weisner locked with a defender, keeps it up to Rochelle. No whistle as a Bear hits the ground. Stacy Scott maybe tripped up, tried to sell it a bit with Helen Ramsey on the mark. Lenoir-Rhyne turning it up. Right up into the center mid with Hannah Van Erden. The near side touch line, running into it, Dylan Bedell. Right foot, toss it up towards Van Erden. Jasmine Senecal Guzman wins the 50-50. Off a half volley, Stevenson trying to pass the midfield stripe. Again, though, the Bears control. Playing corner flag, Christine Rolfs has it sealed off towards the end line. Let it roll out. Gina Ryan with the goal kick coming. To finish up those 11 for Lenoir-Rhyne, Cassandra Kerrigan in the midfield along with Abigail McGarrell, Abby Brown, who we highlighted in the open, Taylor Rios, and Madison Kyle. The defenders are Claire Niebergall along with Christina Shimshock, Helen Ramsey, and Dylan Bedell. Keeper who called the name a couple times of is Elena Morris. Throw coming for UNC Pembroke, continuing on the attack. One shot to either side. The Braves have converted theirs. Gina Ryan saved Lenoir-Rhyne shot. 11th minute goal if you're just joining us a couple minutes behind schedule on this Saturday evening. Rolfs with the header right off the throw. Stacy Scott using the body to shield off a defender. Pittman laces it back to the midfield. Looking outside, Shannon O'Neill behind Kate Weisner. Throw coming up for Lenoir-Rhyne. The Bears out of Hickory, North Carolina. UNC Pembroke just above the South Carolina border. Not the worst travel day today for Lenoir-Rhyne to get down here for the match. Later start on Saturday. O'Neal pushing it back towards Cynical Guzman. Through the back, the Braves will originate this opportunity. Stewart going upfield, half volley, played forward by McGarrell. Brown pokes it free. Middle of the turf, room to run for Rios. One more send out outside for Shimshot. With the right foot, crosses it in. On the back end, there's Brown, a one-timer, and Gina-Rhyne with the save. Brilliant opportunity for Lenoir-Rhyne, but Gina-Rhyne saw it developing, got down to her right side in front of the shot from Abby Brown. The sack player of the week was vying for goal number 6 of her season. Alexis Pittman racing the back line, trying to apply a little extra pressure for UNC Pembroke. Stacey Scott trying to get outside. We'll see if a whistle comes. Scott crashed sideways, trying to win the ball away from the defender. They'll say clean play, both sides going for the ball. Braves starting to carve out some of the early possession through the opening third of half number 1. Cynical Guzman curling around a defender. And Rochelle to the near side, tapped out by Dylan Bedell. Braves will reset on the throw. Long ways to go on the pitch. There's Christine Rolfs with the throw in from Concord, North Carolina. No goals this year, 5 shots for the junior. Whistle came upfield. Foul whistled on Lenoir-Rhyne. There's your head referee this evening. Mentioned the contest, that's Evan Frank, Alexander Kalsick, and James Wilson, the assistants. So Rolfs will set it back up. Junior had a yellow card. This will be actually Katie Ryan setting it up. Rolfs was just throwing it in on the last foul. Did have a yellow card on Wednesday, something to watch today. Won't want to pick up a second, miss the next match for the Braves. Katie Ryan, who had the set piece for UNC Pembroke, picked up her first career point on Wednesday against number 5 Flagler. Was assisting on Scott's second goal, the first of 2 assists. Ball was out the end line before it was crossed. Gina Ryan will get to sit it down for a goal kick. If there's one thing that Ryan is working on, as one of the Peach Belt's best goalkeepers, it is still these goal kicks, and very diligently putting in work on those kicks. One throughout the summer and then still during the season as well. Upfield hits the right side of O'Neal. Lands free to Rios. Outside was Shimshak. Shimshak for the cross, trying to find Brown on the back end again. Shoots all the way through that box, racing to the near side corner. Kerrigan keeps inside the touchline and towed out by Carly Rochelle. Towards minute 18 we go. Dylan Bedell will have a throw from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. 3 goals in a game winner last year. 3 goals as a freshman, but has not scored yet this season for Lenoir-Rhyne. Haley Stewart clearing it back out. Another throw for the Bears. Lenoir-Rhyne started the year the way UNC Pembroke could not, and that was with a victory against ranked Limestone, number 21 team in the country. The Bears beat them in the season opener, 1-0 in overtime. That was a home game for Lenoir-Rhyne in Hickory. Limestone came on down to UNC Pembroke and then was able to even the weekend, go 1-1 with a victory over the Braves by a score of 1-0. Up into the middle of the field, played through for Kerrigan. Christina Stevenson keeping it in play for Alexis Pittman on the volley. Collided with the defender, races right back into it, plays it off of the shins. Hitting the deck was Cassandra Kerrigan. No call. Now Stacey Scott upfield with some room. This is where Scott earned her first cross, trying to get to the end line. Beat the defender, could not hold the ball in. Just one tap too many. Took one collision along the back line with Helen Ramsey. Both sides were able to get hands to it, and the officials are telling Lars Anderson that it was going both ways. Both sides got a hand in, and it's equal play for the ball. In the middle of the field, that ball free. Stepping up into it, Hannah Van Erden. Again through the back with Niebergall. Here comes the whistle, and the Braves called for being on the back of Taylor Rios. Christina Stevenson, we got a cleat just to the back of the right foot of Rios. Foul on the Braves. Advantage will carry on for Lenoir-Rhyne. They'll set it up. In the 20th minute, the look of the indirect, and they'll race it outside to Shimshot. Room to serve it in. Does so at the top of the 18. Senecal Guzman up on the back of a defender trying to mark it back out. Carly Rochelle with a left foot. Tapping it free towards Kate Weisner. Rochelle, at the beginning of that defensive play, just got a header from Christine Rolfs. Braves are trying to advance it through the air with headers. Now Rochelle again stepping in, taking the ball away. Settled by Scott, works it out left. Room to carry for O'Neill. Now darts back inside. Up to Pittman, trying to stay on sides, and they threw ball too far out in front of the Braves freshman. Goal kick coming. Wonder if the flag would have gone up had Pittman ever gotten to that ball. She was very close to being behind the back line. The Braves will do that a touch more than their opposition. The offsides, an aggressive offensive team, UNC Pembroke. Sometimes I think they get the worst end of those calls just because of the athleticism. One of the more athletic teams in the Peach Belt Conference. Up to Stacey Scott. Beautiful through ball. Scott with a right foot. Finishes for the Braves. What a find of Stacey Scott on the through ball. Timed it perfectly to get past the back line and work that near side post once again. Continue the hot streak for Stacey Scott. Goal number 6. She and Alexis Pittman, you see them both there on screen. They continue to go back and forth this season. Pittman tied up for the team lead in goals with her 5th earlier, and now Stacey Scott with number 6 to give the Braves a 2-0 advantage. Wonderful start for UNC Pembroke in the first 21 minutes to get out to the 2-0 advantage. See Gary Higgins counter with his first substitution of the evening. Axa Mustak will come in for Lenoir-Rhyne, sophomore midfielder from Bradford, England. To enter for Abby Brown, the leading goal scorer for Lenoir-Rhyne, and Brown will be off the pitch now in this first half. 2-0 Braves. Time of the goal, 20:32 for Stacey Scott, a 21st minute for the Braves. The beautiful assists came through Carly Rochelle and Shannon O'Neill. As we said, Scott's 6th goal of the season highlighted her in the open. She continues the scoring trend. 3rd goal of the week for the junior forward. Outside with Weisner. O'Neill trying to run into it. Keeps it inside the touchline for a moment. Now the whistle comes. Lenoir-Rhyne called for a tug on the Braves. They'll get to set it at the grass with Katie Ryan. So with Carly Rochelle getting involved with the point on her 4th assist, Shannon O'Neill picks up assist number 3 of the year. Neither Rochelle nor O'Neill has scored, but they've been in on 7 goals. Rolf's trying to fight in from behind. Out wide, and nearly turned into a through ball. Alexis Pittman was thinking about being on the back end. Had to wait for a moment. The Bears just had a backline defender to get a touch in on. Over the stripe. Carrying on Lenoir-Rhyne. Back outside it goes. Maddie Kyle. Left-footed service into the box on a volley. Stewart is able to help her backline get it out. Now Rolfs needs a header. Gets over her. Axa Mustak desperately trying to cross it back in. Rolfs a chance to play it back out to Pittman. What a settle at the feet by Pittman. Trapped it right against the turf. Looking forward now for Stacey Scott. Touches it off the right foot to work it back middle. Now Scott wanted the through ball towards Weiser. Couldn't connect on the back end. Braves have very fluid possession going, brilliant passing early as well. 2 shots, 2 goals. Can't ask for much better than that. Katie Ryan steps up, knocks it out of play far side. Lenoir-Rhyne will make its second substitution. Ready, Hannah Van Erden coming off. Sarah Pullman, senior forward, the new addition for Lenoir-Rhyne. 2 goals on the year, San Diego Mesa College transfer. Heading towards minute number 25, a half number 1. Pullman in the air. Lenoir-Rhyne supporters in-house wanted a call from the official. Thought Pullman got tripped up as she went for that ball. Pittman, after the takeaway, has room upfield again. The freshman surveying out, headed forward by Rochelle. Was bounced right up towards Claire Niebergo. The junior out of Springfield, Illinois, has a goal and an assist this year. Rochelle settles looking for the big ball outside. The pinball around, header, half volley. Lenoir-Rhyne still controlling, but the Braves being very aggressive in the midfield. Their midfielders have done a nice job at taking possession away from the Bears when it's presented itself. Nearing about 20 minutes left in half number 1. Braves with 11th and 21st minute goals. Team goals number 21 and 22 on the season. Back towards left corner of the 18. Rochelle keeps it free into the box. Pittman trying to get to it. Races over the top of the keeper, Elena Morris. Morris dives on top, avoids Pittman. Morris, by standards, a tough night in net so far. 2 shots against her. Hasn't been able to get a save on either. Granted, both times it's been free opportunities for the Brave strikers. They're 2 best at that, Pittman and Scott. Pittman, room outside, stayed onside. Looking to work across and got crossed up at the feet and eventually shielded off by Dylan Bedell. But the runs are there for UNC Pembroke. Braves making their first addition. Katie Watkins for Shannon O'Neill. And our congratulations are in order for Katie Watkins, accepted into the Methodist University Physicians Assistant Program. Will be headed there after her senior year in Pembroke. One of those 4 Brave seniors. Her sister Amber will be going to PA school as well. Formerly played for the Braves. This year, Katie having to play for UNC Pembroke without her sister with her on the pitch. The other 2 Braves sisters that are still together, the twins, they'll remain together, Gina and Katie Ryan. Up to Stacy Scott. Good pace on the ball, just out in front of Scott. Cutting it down, Helen Ramsey. Amongst the shadows of the bench area, far side. Lenoir-Rhyne continues to try to work towards the top of that box, and again the Braves defensive back line stands up to work it off the 18. Throw coming UNC Pembroke's direction. Towards minute number 28 we go. Right away on the throw out to Lenoir-Rhyne. And mentioned Alexis Pittman, 1 goal in her last 5 matches after 3 straight goal scoring matches. Was able to get that monkey off her back in the 11th minute with the team's first goal today. Stacy Scott, the 21st, is adding to the recent line of success. Mushtak cycles it outside towards Stephanie Figueiredo. At the end line, crossed in by Maddie Kyle. Gina Ryan sure-handed with the catch. It's the biggest thing there when you have Ryan able to make that catch, avoid any deflections, rebounds, chances for shots and putbacks in the box. That's how the Braves converted their first. Ball that stayed loose in the 18. Second on pretty passing to thread the needle. Sandwiched up, Mushtak will hit the deck, and the Braves whistled for a foul. Christine Rolfs looked like she was called for the bulk of the contact. Both she and Alexis Pittman had shouldered up Axa Mushtak. Axe has already matched her goal total from a year ago with 2 this season. The set piece to be taken by Dylan Bedell. 1 assist coming into this match. No shots yet for her. Abby Brown, Cassandra Kerrigan have the 2 shots so far for Lenoir-Rhyne. Shots even, but the Braves have had the saves and the goals. Glancing side of the head, Katie Ryan able to cross out of the 18. Darts at far side touchline. Stays along that side and last off the foot of Maddie Kyle for a Braves throw. Scott with her last goal makes it 18 career goals now in over 3,800 minutes played. Alexis Pittman slashing down center of the pitch. Back towards midfield it goes with Mustat. Room for a moment. Carly Rochelle puts the head down, runs into it. Mustat trying to continue to carry herself. 1 step outside left. Nice footwork to try to earn end line and across. Does bounce it in at the feet of Gina Ryan. Calmly collects it for the Braves. About 2/3 of the way through half number 1. A fairly dominant half at that for UNC Pembroke. An aggressive midfield. Solid back line so far. And not too much trouble faced by Gina Ryan. You add a couple goal padding to that, and the Braves seemingly going for the jugular in half number 1. It's a welcome turn of events for Lars Anderson and his side. Played a lot of 1-goal matches this year. Goal kick coming for Gina Ryan. We think about the 1-goal matches they played. First, that season opener against number 21 Limestone, a 1-0 loss. Then they went consecutive victories. 5 matches decided by 1 goal. 1-0 at Anderson. Here's an opportunity for Lenoir-Rhyne. Popped up towards the outside of the 18. Haley Stewart had contact on the ball. Katie Ryan bouncing it off the player outside far side. And that was Mustak who had to wear it for the Braves throw. But yeah, the 1-0 decision at Anderson on an own goal. Then a 2-1 loss at Belmont Abbey. That loss hurts right now for the Braves. Clayton State a 1-0 win on the road. At Columbus State a 2-1 loss. And then a 1-0 decision at home against Georgia College. The string of 5 straight matches played to within a single goal. And of course, drawing Flagler earlier this week. That match is tightly contested as they come. Running upfield, Helen Ramsey. A little room for Maddie Kyle, who switched to the near side. The swap spots with Ashta Mustat. Gives Mustat a chance to serve from the right of the 18. Kyle now from the left. And it marks Kyle up with Christine Rolfs. Running in now out of the defensive back line, Christina Shimshak. Back towards Mustat. At the 18, carrying it top to Stephanie Figueredo. Katie Ryan's there to head off a try to play in by Lenoir-Rhyne. It was Cassandra Kerrigan. Kerrigan had the shot at Gina Ryan that required maybe her toughest save of the day so far, the jumping catch for Ryan. Under 13 left to go in the first half. Rolf's flying in, heading it off. Connected with Rochelle on the back end, trying to angle it out to the wide side. Shimshak plays it high towards the byline. Gina Ryan in the shadows of her own scoreboard, able to scoop it up. Beautiful night at LREMC Stadium. Don't forget to join on Monday for the ribbon cutting against Lees McRae, 5:30 p.m. kickoff. There'll be plenty of pregame festivities, and also they're trying to get over 500 fans in attendance on Monday night. A lot of the students wrapping up their fall break this weekend. Be back in the classroom on Monday. Not our great crew. They stay here. Continue to bring you UNCP athletics action. Staying low and outside for Kyle. Rolfs steps up. Kyle gets around. Play gets behind Rolfs. Down towards the far side post. A chance at a runner for Sarah Pullman, but too long. Julian Robson for UNC Pembroke to take the place of Kate Weisner.
Taking in for the Braves, number 19, Juliana Robson. She's taking in for number 10.
Weisner was in the midfield. It looks like Rochelle's kind of adjusted to play more of a forward position. The Braves almost looking more like a two-forward team of late. Alexis Pittman and Stacy Scott running point and each have a goal this evening. Pittman, another nice move to shield off a defender, now using her wheels to try to gain an outside advantage. Knocked out by Dylan Bedell. A nice recovery by Bedell to get there. Played club ball with the North Carolina Alliance, won state championships in back-to-back years at Bedell. Rolfs throwing right down towards that defender in the corner again. Stacy Scott was trying to gain a little room, comes back out to Rolfs. With the right foot towards the box, headed back by Robson, nobody's behind. Long run to get there outside of the 18 for Elena Morris. Now able to pick it up. Getting it back inside that box and kick it away. Lenoir-Rhyne having trouble controlling off of those goal kicks in the midfield. They're getting header to it first, but sustaining possession from there has been troublesome for the Bears. Katie Ryan with the throw coming up. Even 10 minutes left in half number one. Play outside again, will reset it for UNC Pembroke. 5 of the final 6 regular season matches this year for UNCP to be played right here at home, Columbia River EMC Stadium. Keeping it into Robson. Offsides flag is up. Robson wanted to try the cross. Will not matter. Braves were behind the last line of defense. I'll move it up for Lenoir-Rhyne. Chance for the Braves to try to cap the first half with a 2-0 advantage. Put together fairly decent defense for the final 9 minutes, and you wonder how aggressive the attack will be for the Braves. Right now the counter for Lenoir-Rhyne. To work it out to Maddie Kyle. Trying to gain inline around. Rolfs does with a good step. Left foot, Kyle going back post. Nobody's there to cover. Chasing it down, keeping it in play. Stephanie Figueiredo. Able to spill it back free in the box. Rochelle, light flick of the header forward. Stays with Lenoir-Rhyne, Cassandra Kerrigan. Over to Dylan Bedell. Pittman trying to step up. Bedell gets a step around. Upfield, near side, Kyle. See if she can get around Rolfs one more time. With the right foot, instead tries to play top of the box. Jasmine Senecal-Guzman on the half volley. Knocks it at the feet of Mushtak. Left foot off of Stevenson. Eventually rolled out of play by Katie Watkins. Lars Anderson directing traffic from across the way. Full volley for Rolfs off the throw in. It comes up to Stacy Scott. Scott, the step around. Kicks it up big towards the box. No other strikers running free. So at least puts it back on the Lenoir-Rhyne side of the stripe. The Bears will have to reset the attack. Watkins trying to win the 50-50 ball at midfield, pushed into the back of Abigail McGarrell. That was a 5'8 sophomore McGarrell trying to sky above the 5'3 senior Watkins. Towards the corner and out of play. Rochelle throwing. Pittman waits on it, turns around, runs upfield. A few steps, left foot towards Scott. Scott looking forward with a bit of room. Might have thought outside right with Alexis Pittman, the freshman. The rolling ball in midfield, taken away by Figueiredo. Figueiredo's turn for a big ball up. Paley Stewart holding off Sarah Pullman until the ball can get to Gina Ryan. With under 7 left in the first half. A 50-50 in the midfield. Again, that battle between McGarrell and Watkins. The battle of the number 2s, and the 5 inches for McGarrell helping her win it. So looking out of the back, Lenoir-Rhyne. Feed it inside the touchline with Bedell. Staying up, Maddie Kyle. Lenoir-Rhyne's been serving aggressively at the top of that 18, just haven't been able to get the next touch after that. Pittman has it stepped away by Bedell. Good opportunity brewing for the Bears. Out wide with Kyle, has chance for the cross. That's a nice one with the left foot, trying to dive out for it was Sarah Pullman, but it evades her. Heck of an effort by the senior Pullman, who has 2 goals and 23 shots this year after scoring 4 times a season ago. Went full extension for it, but just not quite enough to get to the ball. Approaching 5 minutes left in the half. Stevenson, what a job to keep it in Braves possession. Up towards Carly Rochelle, but the ball a little far out in front. Running it down defensively, Helen Ramsey. Can't keep her own ball in along the near side.
Go, Carly! Your mama loves you!
So now Christina Rolfs throwing in from the near side. And it is knocked out of play by Helen Ramsey.
It went over. It went over the gate. Dude, that's what I said card.
Stacey Scott waiting on this ball towards the corner. Again, popped out of play. Rolf's busy with the throw-ins in the last couple parts of the sequence. On the ground, Stacey Scott rolls it back out slightly into the box, headed by Katie Watkins. Stays down on the near side post. Good try for the Braves. It'll be ruled to have contacted Lenoir-Rhyne last and out of play. Christina Stevenson with the corner kick opportunity for UNC Pembroke. Second corner kick for the Braves with under 5 to go in the half. Watch out for the towering Stacey Scott far side post. It's kept up for Scott, trying to land a header. Ball's free, maybe off of Jillian Robson. So they look like Robson is able to contact it in the box, but it rolled right to Elena Morris. This high ball into the midfield. Watkins playing it at the feet. Roll outside with Robson. Too far out in front. Claire Niebergall got to it. Able to work it back into possession for Lenoir-Rhyne. Long carry on the outside. Big ball up, but lands at Haley Stewart. Lenoir-Rhyne is kind of countered with some of those same looks that the Braves have brought at the Bears, and that's the big serve from midfield, trying to generate opportunities to the top of the 18, and it's a signature of how Lars Anderson likes to run his offense. The way he sets his 4-3-3, figures with the athleticism up top, you can play that big ball, and then they get one good bounce and a step around, all of a sudden you've got free runners at the net. Maddie Kyle trying to adjust. Christine Rolfe stays underneath it. Plays it back towards Gina Ryan. Quick kick away, and Ryan just slams it right out of the near side touchline. Not a heavy shooting half. 3 shots for UNC Pembroke, 2 for Lenoir-Rhyne. It's been a defensive battle in the midfield outside of a couple pretty through balls for the Braves. And a nice cross as well. Landed UNC Pembroke the 2-0 advantage. Would be a big win tonight for the Braves against an 8-3-1 side with a winning record in the South Atlantic Conference. Lenoir-Rhyne finishing top 3 of the conference each of the last 3 years. A share of the regular season conference title last year. They won it outright in 2014. Tied up Christina Stevenson. No whistle coming. Stephanie Figueiredo too high up above the frame, and Gina Ryan will have another goal kick coming. That record in 2014, the conference winning season for Lenoir-Rhyne, was pretty 16-4-3 and 10-1 in the SAC. 8-2-1 in the South Atlantic Conference each of the last 2 years. They've enjoyed 9 straight winning seasons, Lenoir-Rhyne soccer. Still along the touchline, running it downhill. Ramsey now the throw coming. About 1 minute left to go.
She just put $10 in the ref pocket.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining.
Good job, Jack.
Throw in for Dylan Bedell. Rolls plays the middle of the field. Katie Watkins. Again, marking 2 for 2 with Abigail McGarrell. As the ball stays free in the midfield, Braves to have the throw. About 30 seconds remaining in half number 1. Braves look like they have a good chance to take it to the intermission with a 2-0 lead. One last try and attack for Lenoir-Rhyne. Mushtak on the carry. Stopped up off the heel of Katie Ryan. Back out towards midfield again, a flag up. And towards the Braves it will go. Assistant referee helping out. Head man to see the call along the far side. The Braves mostly letting this clock tick down. Katie Ryan will sort of run into this ball but not send it anywhere. And that takes the Braves to the break with a 2-0 advantage. How about the early goals with Alexis Pittman converting in the 11th minute to put the Braves up 1-0. And Stacey Scott adds on to that total with her team leading 6th goal of the season in the 21st minute. We sit 2-0 at the half. We'll take a timeout, come back and tell you about that first half of play here on the UNCP Sports Network.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me. The day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
When it comes to saving money,
What?
don't act like a baby.
Oh, it's like they're having their own little meeting. This is so humiliating.
Be the boss
I'm the boss.
What the?
Power nap. You were saying.
and make a budget.
Let's get to work.
Need a little help?
Stacy, read back the notes.
I can't read. What's it say?
Create a personalized savings plan and get other tools and tips
We can share.
You obviously didn't go to business school.
at feedthepig.org.
Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
trained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
In Pembroke at the half, it is UNC Pembroke leading 2-0 over Lenoir-Rhyne. A couple really good sides here. The Braves trying to add to what is a 5-match unbeaten streak. It was a great first half for UNC Pembroke. An 11th minute goal from Alexis Pittman. For a short while, was able to tie up for the team lead for about 10 minutes with Stacy Scott. It was Pittman's 5th goal of the season. The freshman was assisted by the junior Stacy Scott on a pretty cross, her 4th assist of the year. Back at the 21st minute, Stacy Scott then took that team lead in goals right on back. Her 6th of the season, 3rd of the week on the assists from Carly Rochelle and Shannon O'Neill. Rochelle's 4th assist and O'Neill's 3rd of the year on a pretty through ball to Stacy Scott, allowed her to finish 1v1 with the keeper for the 2-0 Braves lead. Those were the first 2 shots of the game for UNC Pembroke. 3 shots in total in the first half, well below the Braves' 16.4 shot per match average right now. But the 3 shots with 2 converted goals working out just fine for Lars Anderson and company. 3 shots for Lenoir-Rhyne, 2 on goal for the Bears. They've had 1 save as well of those 3, but are sitting behind 2-0 at the break. Fouls even at 4, 2 corners for the Braves as to 1 for Lenoir-Rhyne. 1 time UNC Pembroke offsides in half number 1. The shots individually in the first half for Lenoir-Rhyne, Abby Brown and Cassandra Kerrigan. 2 of the starting 11 each had a shot, and then Stephanie Figueiredo had 1 coming in for the final 24 minutes of the half as well. Alexis Pittman with the 1 shot and the goal. Stacy Scott already with a goal and an assist in the contest. Had that 1 shot on goal as well, and then the 3rd shot for the Braves came from Jillian Robson in the box. Other assists we mentioned for Carly Rochelle and Shannon O'Neill. Gina Ryan has 2 saves, 1 for Elena Morris on the Lenoir-Rhyne side, and that's where we are at the half with UNC Pembroke leading 2-0. We'll take a timeout, come back, set you up for our second half of action. This is non-conference soccer for UNC Pembroke in Division II play right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath.
He's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I love Toes because she's a lazy diva. Toes does whatever she wants, obviously.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
In Pembroke at the half, 2-0 UNC Pembroke leading Lenoir-Rhyne. The Bears and Braves tonight for Saturday night soccer Division II action from UNC Pembroke and the beautiful Lumbee River EMC Stadium. Trevor Williams, our producer and director Matt Sabatis with you, and the rest of our great crew as well tonight. The Braves, a nice first half. They like a few more shots in the second half, but hoping the early cushion will be able to take them all the way to the finish line tonight. Took 110 minutes on Wednesday. They'll be looking for a little bit shorter action today. 11th minute goal for Alexis Pittman and Stacey Scott with a 21st minute goal into the back of the net so far for the Braves to give them this 2-0 lead. Lenoir-Rhyne on its side trying to figure out exactly how to combat what the Braves have been able to do, which is control the midfield quite well. They've won a lot of the midfield and possession battle throughout half number one. We'll take a final timeout on the halftime show. When we come back, we'll get you set for half number two of action. The Braves trying to finish this one out and make it 6 consecutive matches without a defeat. Trying to do it at Lumbee River EMC Stadium after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath.
He's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I love Toes because she's a lazy diva. Toes does whatever she wants, obviously.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny nail-biting kind.
These are the last a lifetime kind.
In Pembroke, getting ready for our second half of play, LREMC Stadium. Trevor Williams, our great crew, with you in Pembroke, North Carolina, where it's the Braves leading 2-0 through half number 1 of play. It's been a good match for UNC Pembroke. Talk about that 11th minute strike for Alexis Pittman on the loose ball in the box. It was serviced in by Stacey Scott, and then Scott in the 21st minute getting in on the scoring action on assists from Carly Rochelle and Shannon O'Neill. So we'll switch sides. The Braves will work it right to left, Lenoir-Rhyne left to right. Let's take a look at who is on the pitch for these two sides, starting with Lenoir-Rhyne. They have Abigail McGarrell, Abby Brown, Stephanie Figueredo, Axa Mustak, Sarah Pullman, Cassandra Kerrigan, Dylan Bedell, Helen Ramsey, Christina Shimshock, Elena Morris, and Claire Niebergall. Elena Morris is the keeper for Lenoir-Rhyne. In net for the Braves, Gina Ryan, then Alexis Pittman, Kate Weisner, Carly Rochelle, Shannon O'Neill, Christine Rolfs, Jasmine Cynical Guzman, Katie Ryan, Haley Stewart, Stacey Scott, and Christina Stevenson for the 11 on the Braves side. Just about ready to open half number 2. Shannon O'Neill getting the okay from our head referee. Set to wind the clock. Sending on its way in the second half. Scores table is good to go. We are too. Thanks for being with us here on the UNCP Sports Network. And the Braves opening with possession, half number 2. Stacey Scott right away out of the break. Running at the 18, stepping up into it, Dylan Bedell. Trying to flip field. Scott in a race to the far side to get to the ball. Brings it back through O'Neill. Up to Weisner on the volley to settle it. Spins around. Pretty work around a defender. Finally fighting it off Abigail McGarrell. Mushtap. Running with a tap of the left foot.
Defense!
Able to find Figueredo.
Defense!
But then Christine Rolfs and Christina Stevenson stepping in. Eventually knocking off of Abby Brown. Abby Brown, we highlighted in the open, played just 21 minutes in the opening half and then came out for Lenoir-Rhyne. You'll want to watch out for that. The leading scorer for the Bears getting the extended rest in the first half. It was after the Braves picked up their first 2 goals. Shannon O'Neill being back down to the byline. Waiting there, ball stays in, has to kick it over to Haley Stewart. Gets it off the shoulder of a Bear and out the end line. Not exactly the way Stewart drew it up, but it works out just fine. Goal kick for Gina Ryan and the Braves. No Peach Belt play tonight for UNCP. Same story on Monday when Lise McRae comes in to LREMC. And then Lander to finish the 4 consecutive home matches on Wednesday, the week upcoming. 5:30 for Lise McRae on Monday, 5 o'clock on Wednesday. The volley off the back line by Stewart. O'Neill trying to race to it. Now Stacey Scott looking through the defensive half of the pitch. Lenoir-Rhyne trying to find a way to control the midfield now. But Alexis Pittman comes out with it. He gets a shove from behind and a foul against Lenoir-Rhyne. Fouls were even in the first half. That was Stephanie Figueiredo. We got pressed into Alexis Pittman. Christine Rolso set it from just inside of the midfield stripe. In minute number 48. Big leg by Rolfs to at least get to the top of the 18. Figueiredo leaves a little square pass out for Dylan Bedell. One knock up field towards Brown. Surveying back to the back through Niebergall. Rolfs right up there against Brown. Thought she had knocked it off of Brown, but they said nope. Two locked up in a tight battle along that far side touchline. Through to Mushtak in the middle of the pitch. Looking around. Tries to find Pullman. O'Neal needs one more step to get to it along this touchline. Being pulled down from behind by Cassandra Kerrigan. Whistle does come foul against Lenoir-Rhyne. So reset it up for Katie Ryan, the twin sister of the Braves goalkeeper Gina Ryan. Last year, Lenoir-Rhyne was into the NCAA tournament for winning a share of the SAC regular season title. Braves thought they were cheated on the tourney a season ago. You have to wonder, teams behind them in the conference standings made their way in. UNC Pembroke got hot the back half of the year before running out of gas just a little short in the Peach Belt Conference tournament. This year, Lars Anderson said kind of a similar slow start, but he really likes the rhythm his team has settled into in the midseason. Nice read by Katie Ryan to step up, take away any chance for Axa Mushtak to get to the ball in the back end. Mushtak from England, as is Abby Brown, Alicia Cruz. One other player on this roster from Spain, that's Mayelen Herreros. We've not seen her, nor have we seen Alicia Cruz in the match today. The Braves international player is Jasmine Senecal Guzman out of Montreal. Abby Brown working towards the corner. Crosses it over the head of Ryan. Backside, Mushtak with a left foot. Knocked it off a Brave defender. Here is Guzman. Up towards Rochelle. Rochelle one last turn out of play. Off the stands. Lenoir-Rhyne to keep possession. Much of the possession in the second half to start for Lenoir-Rhyne. You see getting ready to throw in Christina Shimshock out of Asheville, North Carolina. A sophomore defender rolls it in at Wisner. Alexis Pittman vying for the outside angle. Will get there, and the freshman off to the races. Comes across from Pittman. Had three Braves on the back end. Rolling off it along the back line, Helen Ramsey. Up to Abby Brown. Well rested after the long breather in the first half. Hurdles one defender, passes forward with Pullman. Pullman looking for Mushtak. Corner of the box, nice volley to settle it. Mushtak maybe thinking about a left-footed shot, trying to get one more angle, gets it down at the feet of Brown. Stays marked out by Stewart. Still in Lenoir-Rhyne's possession. Over the top of O'Neal. Right-footed strike from Cassandra Kerrigan. Now still free in the box. Mushtak puts it right back at Ryan, and the save made by the Braves keeper.
That's what I'm talking about.
Gina Ryan, calm and collected in the box for the Braves. Fielding save number 3, the UNC Pembroke keeper. 52nd minute action. Nearly 7 gone in the second half. Braves trying to mount a little more of an opportunity. Lenoir-Rhyne using Axa Mushtak to try to get it set up. Long run back towards Jasmine Senecal Guzman. Shields Christina Shimshock. Throw for UNC Pembroke. Just a picture-perfect night for soccer. No wind, not a cloud in this Pembroke sky. The Braves fans will tell you It's absolutely perfect. 2-0 advantage after early goals in the 11th and 21st minutes. Alexis Pittman in the 11th, Stacy Scott in the 21st. Scott assisted on the 11th minute goal. You start talking about points, already a 3-point match for Scott after a couple goals on Wednesday. It's not a bad week for the junior. Chance to be two very big matches for the Braves to clear out the near side by Helen Ramsey. Referee blows his whistle, trying to set this up. Couldn't see what happened down along this far side, but whistled against the Braves. We'll set up for a free kick for Lenoir-Rhyne. Up in the air, Stevenson had it glanced instead by the player in front, Abigail McGarrell. Another throw setting up for Christina Shimshot. Lenoir-Rhyne, the second place preseason pick in the sack poll, right now in 5th. Carson Newman leading there, and 6-0-1 in conference play, 10-0-1 overall. Whistle goes against Lenoir-Rhyne. Braves set it up, one header back to the middle of the field for Lenoir-Rhyne. Mushtak has a little wide. Again, the Braves a throw. The only loss you characterize as a bad loss right now for UNC Pembroke of the 3 is the one to Belmont Abbey September 14th. Couple goals the Braves gave up right at the end of the first half in that match. It was too hard to overcome. Kate Weisner earns the end line. Across the end of the box, tries a soft touch. It was too soft. Able to get to the foot of Claire Niebergall. Chance to counter for Lenoir-Rhyne, Christina Stevenson. Nice fight in the midfield to take it away from Abby Brown. Abigail McGarrell bringing the ball with the right foot. Up down the touch line. Settled back over by Sarah Pullman. Gets it back towards the corner with a heel. Keeps it inside the byline. Haley Stewart trying to step around. Pullman does. Keeps her feet while Pullman goes down to the grass. Pittman finding the touch line. UNC Pembroke with possession on the throw. That loss to Belmont Abbey was the second for UNC Pembroke after a ranked loss to number 21 Limestone to open the year. Also fell to number 2 Columbus State at the time, did the Braves in PBC play on the road. And that's your 3 losses right there. The only draw to a number 5 team in the country. I believe you threw out that Belmont Abbey loss for the Braves. Maybe a discussion this week upcoming about where they'd be ranked in the top 25. They're certainly a team that's right there in the thick of things in the Peach Belt Conference. Columbus State leading the conference 6-1 and Flagler 5-0-2. Sitting in second. North Georgia's behind UNC Pembroke at 4-2, and the Braves have them coming up later in the year. Their only road match left on the schedule. Abby Brown along the far side. Working against Christine Rolfs. Rolfs knocked down a play, another Lenoir-Rhyne throw. Dylan Bedell tosses it in. Haley Stewart, one header forward. Half volley off the foot of Figueiredo. Bounce at the knees of Scott. Deflected back towards Rochelle. Tries to get through to Weisner. Rochelle collided hard with Abigail McGarrell. She sent it towards box. No whistle. And through the midfield, this bouncing ball again sent forward by Stewart. Along the outside throw for the Braves. About 12 minutes into second half action. Stacy Scott keeping her feet. Now whistled for holding on to the defender. Lars Anderson can't believe it. He's jawing with the head referee. Running away after changing the possession to Lenoir-Rhyne was Evan Frank. Fouls this evening, again, have stayed very close, 6-6. Abby Brown crossing the feet, continue to work it to the middle of the field. Ashton Mustat. Back shot on the box, spins around, wields with the left foot at Ryan. One hopper scooped up by the Braves keeper.
Good job, Kay!
Will go in as a fourth save for Gina Ryan. 3 shots for the Braves. You'd be hard-pressed to find matches this year where the Braves have had more saves than shots. That's the case right now. Another shot from Lenoir-Rhyne, far too high. Sarah Pullman putting it way above the target. 4 goals last year for Pullman, half of that this year, the San Diego native. You can feel the frustration starting to mount for Lenoir-Rhyne in minute number 59. Nothing to show in goals, and a 2-0 hole. You can talk to many of the teams in the Peach Belt, not where you want to be against UNC Pembroke. It's a tough one to dig out of the way the Braves defense and backline plays, and Lars Anderson would tell you it starts up front with his forwards defending, and he likes to talk about that complete field work that the Braves do from front to back to help out their goalkeeper. Stacy Scott tangled up with Bears outside of the 18. There was an advantage signaled towards UNC Pembroke. It's cut off and out of play. Scott is a little slow to get up outside of the 18. This will be a trying week for the Braves. For a double overtime contest to start 4 matches in 7 days. Luckily, the temperature's starting to come down a little bit, maybe helping with fatigue slightly. Pittman in the box, angled out of play. Referees saying goal kick coming. Braves thought for sure they had the opportunity for a corner, and the UNC Pembroke bench getting a little fired up to the last exchange inside the box. Alexis Pittman trying to earn the end line. They thought there was a foul before Pittman got to the ball, and then also believed it was a corner. Rolling around with Helen Ramsey towards midfield. Stevenson and Stephanie Figueredo both had a lot of contact. The official lets that one go. Abby Brown, another one of those frustration type looks from around the 18. Up over net, it'll be ruled another shot for Lenoir-Rhyne. A switch made for the Bears. Maddie Kyle. That's for Abby Brown. So Brown playing in shorter stints. You have to wonder if Brown's been dealing with maybe something that's been hampering her a bit tonight. Had the 21 minutes, the onset. Didn't play the remainder of the first half. Now taking another sit after 15 minutes in the second half. Jasmine Senecal Guzman to fight it back out to Kate Weisner. Weisner looking forward for Stacy Scott. Has a step to run to it. Scott maybe pushed to the turf, and there is the foul with a direct signal. Helen Ramsey came in and caught Stacy Scott, who had the step around the Lenoir-Rhyne defender. Scott still down for the Braves. The head referee coming in to look at it. Clock will now be stopped. Scott remains down. The athletic training staff coming out for UNC Pembroke. No card issued as the training staff comes to take a peek. Evan Frank still walking back away, and he will allow both sides to walk back towards their sides. Jasmine Senecal Guzman, one of the captains for the Braves, speaking to the head referee. Lars Anderson out on the pitch as well, also getting some words in as he crosses towards checking out with Stacy Scott. And certainly the Braves very frustrated with the fact that there's nothing called for Stacy Scott, their leading goal scorer and attacker, with 6 goals this season. Scott still being helped up. Remember, just a few moments ago was a little bit slow to get up outside of the 18 for the Braves. Now with the help of the athletic training staff, very gingerly along that left leg to be assisted off of the pitch. Now will be carried off by the UNC Pembroke athletic trainers. That is a tough sight to see in the second half of this match. Stacy Scott the heart and soul of this UNC Pembroke team the last few matches. Nothing more critical than the 89th minute goal earlier this week to eventually force a draw with number 5 Flagler. Hopefully we'll be back soon, but you don't like seeing a player carried off like that. Definitely probably not tonight for Stacy Scott. Lars Anderson directing his side as well. Braves will bring Katie Watkins on in the spot of Stacy Scott. Braves will have the free kick from about 30 wide side. Katie Ryan will have the chance to take the set piece. We're just over 29 minutes left to play. The Braves can net one more. They're going to feel like they've got this in complete control already. A dominating outing tonight for UNC Pembroke. Katie Ryan keeps it low for Rolfs. Gets it from distance. Stepping up to it, Mushtak to take away the shot opportunity for Rolfs. Will get the shot registered, but that deflection, a big one for Lenoir-Rhyne to get possession headed back in their direction. You can see that sun just about to peek out of play here at Lumby River EMC Stadium. The tree line across the way. Long send into the box, caught in the air by Elena Morris. 62nd minute, halfway through it. Ryan's taken some shots from distance in the second half. Had a little better possession and opportunities, but nothing that's really scared Gina Ryan. The defense has done a fairly good job of individual marking. Nice play by Mushtak to open up some room towards the end line, but just a little too far for Christina Shimshot. Goal kick for the Braves. Turn it back over to the offensive side. So you got the two players we highlighted in the open for either side now out of this match. Abby Brown for Lenoir-Rhyne and Stacy Scott for UNC Pembroke. Came in as the leading goal scorers, still both are for their two sides. After Pittman and Scott traded goals in the first half. New ball on the throw-in for Shimshot. Lenoir-Rhyne knows a thing or two about some of the gutsy play this year. We talked about the Braves taking number 5 Flagler to a draw. Lenoir-Rhyne, when they played Carson Newman, able to get number 9 team to a draw. Another play for Gina Ryan. Carson Newman has had that impressive season, as we mentioned. Up there in the top 10 of the Division II ranks. Running with it, Dylan Bedell. So funnel it up high. Figueredo at Ryan. Ryan pops it up to herself, makes the nice save. Well done again by Gina Ryan. Save number 7 for the Braves sophomore. Sure-handed on the shot from Stephanie Figueredo. At the midfield, Shannon O'Neill keeps it up forward for Alexis Pittman. Pittman running towards it, a slight touch outside of the 18. Enough to be a hairy situation for Lenoir-Rhyne, but their keeper got to it just in the nick of time. Weisner along the touchline. She gets caught up with Dylan Bedell. The frustration continues. The Braves bench. Lars Anderson begging the referee to control some of the contact. Header by Christina Stevenson in the midfield. Continues to bounce around at the feet of Abigail McGarrell. Lots of room to carry forward for Christina Shimshot. Trying to look for Ashton Mushtak. Katie Ryan had the good read on it. Back to the midfield it goes, and Ryan will try to reset again. Square pass out left with Bedell. Right up into the mark, Haley Stewart. Starting to see hands-on from both sides. I think both sides feeling that the head referee is not calling a lot in terms of contact, so you're starting to see that increase now later into the second half. Kick out a play by Helen Ramsey. Contact has cost the Braves dearly. Ramsey shoved Stacy Scott to the turf about 5 game minutes ago, and that's hurt the Braves mightily. Just the thought of being without Scott moving forward even. The final 5 regular season matches of the year coming up all the way through October 28th until the Peach Belt Conference Tournament the 31st through November 5th. Corner kick earned for the Braves. Christina Stevenson to take it. Third corner for UNC Pembroke. Stevenson blazes it over the top of the net. The Braves, for that matter, have controlled the corner kick battle quite well. They've not allowed Lenoir-Rhyne to do what it's done best all year, and that's earn corners. 75 corner kicks this year for Lenoir-Rhyne, but just 1 in the match tonight. A light ball on the attacking half. Nice play up by Watkins to keep it to Weisner. Weisner settles right foot at the 18, knocks it off of Helen Ramsey. Stayed inside of the flag for a throw. Braves only 4 shots, 6 big Gina Ryan saves, and a 2-goal lead. Alexis Pittman, who had the go-ahead goal, what stands right now to be a game winner if the score holds. Back in the 11th minute, Stacy Scott in the 21st. Watkins out to Weisner. Pittman in the box, trying to pop it up. Rochelle holds it down. Watkins with a left foot. High pop up towards the end line. Ball kind of staying free. Rochelle chasing. Eventually, Elena Morris tracking it down. Rolling it out at the feet of Christina Shipshot. Running with that rolling ball up to Axa Mustek. Back to Shimshot. One step on Ryan. Now Katie Ryan cuts it back off. Gonna have to slow down the play and force Lenoir-Rhyne to reset. Shimshot looking, calling some help nearest to her on the touchline down to her right. Tosses back up out to Abigail McGarrell. Again, played wide. Christine Rolfs is able to step up. Braves backline's done a nice job today of stepping into those plays to the top of the 18. Across the board, Stewart, Rolfs, Senecal, Guzman, and Ryan have all been phenomenal in front of Gina Ryan. A foot pop up over that byline, and Gina Ryan to take another goal kick for the Braves. UNC Pembroke tonight trying to equal the record of Lenoir-Rhyne at 8-3-1. Lenoir-Rhyne this year away from home, 2-2-1, 6-1 in Hickory. The Braves 5-2 on the road, 2-1-1 at LREMC. The lone loss, the season opening loss, after what was supposed to be their season opener against Coker, was moved because of tough conditions in the opening week of the season. Right ahead of Hurricane Irma. Ball out of play, far side. Throw coming for UNC Pembroke. Just over 20 minutes left in action. Referee stopping the clock. Is whistled to his assistant referee on the far side, heading over to chat. Piece of debris on the field. Maybe a hair tie or band, it looked like, from one of the players that was left on the grass. They picked that up, now reset. Pittman. Want to turn it free on the end line. Rolls back out towards the Bears. Haley Stewart is applying pressure. Into the middle of the field. Holding it on the attacking half, Jasmine Senecal Guzman. Goes back to the Lenoir-Rhyne back line. Out widen up with Maddie Kyle. Knocking it down on the run. Hannah Van Erden. Cassandra Kerrigan looking for help. Goes to Kyle. Kyle looking for Van Erden. Again, Senecal Guzman stepping up. She's responded well after what some might characterize a tough match for her on Wednesday. Jasmine Senecal Guzman. Braves trying to control the half volley far side. But the throw in coming. From Helen Ramsey, the Port St. Lucie, Florida native. Whistle comes. You see the frustration of the tie-up. Official pulls a card out.
She's looking at YouTube and
Going to ask for the players to come over, and he's talking to the assistant referee as well to see who the card will go to in this spot. I think they've stopped that clock as well. Referee's talking about as they pull both Alexis Pittman and Cassandra Kerrigan to the conversation to talk about it. And we'll see what the booking is. Both players have been given a yellow. So with 19:52 left, both Pittman and Kerrigan pick up yellow cards. Braves will have the ball out of the situation. Maybe now the referee with a chance to try to regain control of the match. We've seen a lot of pushing and shoving over the last few minutes. So Lars Anderson and his bench looking on with a 2-0 advantage. Waiting for the official go-ahead to reset things. It is forward, up towards the box. Kerrigan blasted out with the left foot, up towards Van Erden. Racing with Haley Stewart. Running on into it now, Shimshak. Stewart ends up fighting it off the side. Shimshak wants to throw right away. Get back to Abigail McGarrell. Shimshak with a cross towards net. Senecal Guzman knocks it out, heads it away. Rochelle wanted to control, instead it went back to the feet of Abigail McGarrell. Back out high, served in by Niebergall. Senecal Guzman had a header on the back end. One step around. Mushtak, another pretty move. Gets left to Guzman with a left foot off the hands of Ryan. Hits post, stays in play, and Gina Ryan scrambles to get on top of it. Nearly exactly what Axa Mushtak was looking for. Had the extra step around Jasmine Senecal Guzman. Got a 1v1 look with Gina Ryan. Ryan able to deflect it enough to work it to the post. And the friendly home posted that of LREMC. 2-0 Braves. Off of Kate Weisner it goes. Goal kick. It was the best opportunity for Lenoir-Rhyne by far, and they had Gina Ryan beat. Just enough recovery for the sophomore to be able to knock it, deflect it towards the post. Just a waiting game to see if it would hit post or not. Katie Ryan heading to run it down. Pushed a bit towards the end line. Kept it right up for the Braves. Carly Rochelle wanted to send it screaming down the touchline, but a throw for Lenoir-Rhyne. Not a ton of time left for the Bears to work with. The goal possibility for Mushtak would have been a huge one to convert for Lenoir-Rhyne, getting back within a single slice in this contest. Christine Rolfs, tough battle, shoulder to shoulder with Maddie Kyle. Throw stays in the Lenoir-Rhyne direction. Katie Watkins hammers it hard off of Van Erlen. And Mushtak from distance, but wide to the far side post. Still lots of time to play at 17 minutes. But it's getting to that critical time for Lenoir-Rhyne to pick up a first in order to really put the pressure on. The last missed opportunity is hurting a ton. They have 7 shots on goal to the Braves, 4, 11 total shots to UNCP's 4. Braves have seemingly been selective, but their first two shots both were on frame and both resulted in goals. The only tallies to this point late into the second half. Katie Ryan is ready, the throw in. And Shannon O'Neill, Alexis Pittman. Maybe a chance to get one step around Niebergall. They're still locked up. Carly Rochelle running in and tied with Shimshot. Braves doing everything they can to hold it on offensively. One turnaround by Stephanie Figueiredo. Tries to work back inside to Katie Ryan. Ryan right there for it. Knocked it off of Figueiredo for the Braves throw. Well played by Katie Ryan. Gets up with a limp. So slowly get to the ball. Look to shake it off, favoring that right leg. Figueiredo towards the middle of the field with Van Erden. Stewart marks it. Forces Van Erden to play it back through Kerrigan. Wrapping it around to Maddie Kyle. To Van Erden, left foot. Caught by the underside of the spikes for Stewart. Up to Pittman. Tries to shield and go square out near side with Rochelle. Rochelle's got a chance to go 1v1 with Niedergall around. Looks for Pittman on the back end of the 18. Wide out to Weiser. She can get there holding the touchline. Maybe a chance for a cross. Weiser not quite the step to get to it. Tries to recover and get back up immediately. Now chasing Maddie Kyle. Down the touchline. This will be a race for Stewart and Van Erden. Stewart vying for the touch off Van Erden. Got it. What effort along the touchlines by the Braves. A lot of nifty adjustments late. Some of these chasing balls to earn throw-ins. It's helped them control Lenoir-Rhyne from being able to set up a ton. Good cross for the Bears. Katie Ryan keeping a dangerous ball up in the box. Still chasing to it. Is it tipped off? Jasmine Senecal Guzman with the clearance. Christina Shimshak was trying to turn it towards net when it was deflected high. Now Shimshak will throw in. Under 14 minutes of clock left to work with for Lenoir-Rhyne. Back it goes with McGarrell. Left foot cell back to McGarrell. Pittman stepping up. Gets it through to Shannon O'Neill. Hits the deck. Got caught up with McGarrell. The shot percentage this season for Lenoir-Rhyne has been at just about 10%. They haven't landed one yet. 11 shots, no goals. 7 shots. I'll make that 7 saves for Gina Ryan. 4 shots, 2 goals for the Braves. A low match total, all things considered, for UNC Pembroke. They had been just peppering the shot category over the last couple weeks. Header caught Niebergall wrong. Up towards Pittman, running at the 18 and held off by Helen Ramsey. Became that dangerously brewing opportunity again for UNC Pembroke. Stevenson, the midfield header. Nicely knocked back towards Lenoir-Rhyne. Look at Ryan fend off Christina Shimshak. Shimshak got the last deflection off Ryan. Wants to go quickly to Stephanie Figueiredo. On the ground with the left foot. Nobody home backside. Senecal Guzman got one clearance off Pittman. 1v3. Tries to knock it outside. In the air, headed off. Watkins, big ball forward. Towards the box of Lenoir-Rhyne it goes. Senecal Guzman, one touch too strong. Sub waiting at the table for Lenoir-Rhyne. They'll change off Stephanie Figueiredo. Bring on Taylor Rios. Rios did start, a junior midfielder, at her first career goal this season. 1 goal, 19 shots for Rios this year. Runs on Shimshak towards the corner, locked up with Katie Ryan. Ryan takes a tumble. It was tied up with Shimshak. And the call goes against Lenoir-Rhyne. So grabbed that offhand of Katie Ryan, brought her down. About 11 minutes left. Bouncing ball back to the feet of Rochelle. Looks ahead. O'Neal tries to get a left foot to it. Approaching final 10 minutes of play. Start to feel the desperation for Lenoir-Rhyne. Sense of urgency for the Bears as well. UNC Pembroke happy to let that clock shave. Alexis Pittman knocked down from behind. No whistle from the official. Lars Anderson couldn't believe that he didn't get a call. Katie Ryan running towards the pass that was too long. We're in the new ball as well. Throws in at O'Neal, settling it with the right leg, rolling it off up forward to Pittman. Keeps it outside. Weisner, beautiful run on a nice ball from Pittman. Weisner, shoulder to shoulder, right-footed shot just rises a little too high. Good look for Cade Weisner. Pretty ball by Alexis Pittman to give the senior an opportunity. Had a brace against Converse October 2nd in Weisner. 3 goals on the year. Had the 5th shot of the night for UNC Pembroke in the last try. About 9 minutes left to go. Here's Cynical Guzman with the good read. Works it out to Rochelle. If there was a little more pace, Rochelle would have room to run. Tries to play it through to Pittman. Stepped up into it, did Helen Ramsey. Katie Ryan, the chance to deflect the ball low. O'Neal trying to run forward, tied up with Rios. Foul called against Rios. The junior from Vail, North Carolina. Got tied up with the defender out of Cape Carteret. Ryan, we mentioned, got her first career point on Stacey Scott's 89th minute equalizer against Flagler earlier this week. Has had a nice game, as has the entire backline for UNC Pembroke. Upfield, Kate Weisner offsides it. Bring it back to the flag and reset things for Lenoir-Rhyne. This is UNC Pembroke's game to let bleed away now. Getting into a comfort zone with a 2-goal advantage and less than 10 minutes to play. Stevenson turning it outside. Braves happy to force every throw-in, every reset of possession. Sarah Pullman is in for Cassandra Kerrigan. And efforts for some last-ditch life for Gary Higgins, who's previously an assistant with the Tuscola men. This roller to Gina Ryan. Toss back out to Carly Rochelle. Looking for Pittman. Ball stays near the feet of Pittman. Still flying around, runs up into Rios. Foul against Pittman. Pittman and Rios, John, a little bit. The physicality of the match continues in our final 10 minutes. Stewart, a header, but it played it back towards Mushtak. Had the big opportunity about 10 minutes ago that was missed off the foot of Rochelle. Another big play along the back line for the Braves. And upfield it goes, eating clock, rolling into it, Kate Weisner, and Weisner will head forward on a foul. Taylor Rios caught the underneath portion of the left leg of Weisner, who's trying to jump through the 2 defenders and split them. can see the official waiting to make sure Weisner gets up before deciding what to do with the clock. We'll stick right there. More time for the Braves and to set up another free kick at the 6:20 mark. What's remaining in half number 2. 8 saves for the Braves. Lenoir-Rhyne picked one up just a minute ago. Ryan trying for another clean sheet on her career. Would be an 11th career shutout for Ryan. He's only a sophomore for the Braves. Throw headed in UNC Pembroke's direction. Ball upfield. From the back, Lenoir-Rhyne having to find a way up towards Christine Rolfs. This will be an inadvertent handball whistled against the Braves defender. The ball bounced up, caught Rolfs on her left hand. Officials asking for it to come back a few feet and reset. To actually correct that mark, it would be a 12th shutout for Lenoir-Rhyne if she holds a clean sheet tonight in the final 5 minutes. Just peeling back into the notes. Ball's loose on the ground. Lenoir-Rhyne had to dive to her right to keep it out of net. Hard to tell, that would have been on frame. It would have saved the scores. Into the corner flag it goes. Sarah Pullman will take the corner kick. That was an opportunity for a combination play for Lenoir-Rhyne. They are hustling to set this back up. And racing in Abby Brown in place of Maddie Kyle. So Abby Brown nestles in along the middle of the goal crease into Lenoir-Rhyne. A little bobble, but a nice catch for the goalkeeper. Ryan looks out along her line, sets for the kick. Header back in, Senecal Guzman kicks it high and away. 4 minutes left for Lenoir-Rhyne. They're going to have to put some magic together to try to erase a 2-goal hole. Every time this ball gets along the sides, expect UNC Pembroke to try to play it out. Add as much time to this contest as they can for Lenoir-Rhyne, chasing down and having throw-ins. Shot high. A lot of these shots from distance have not been troublesome for Lenoir-Rhyne. You think of one early in the first half from Cassandra Kerrigan, but that was about the only distant shot that really gave Lenoir-Rhyne any heart-pounding moments. She made a good catch in the air. Official stopped the clock far side for a moment, now gives it a go. We'll wind it back on. O'Neal trying to turn it herself. Meshed with a couple defenders. Right away, comes in for a throwing opportunity for Claire Niebergall. The big throw, nicely tossed at the feet of Van Erden. That's all she can do though. Knee it up out of play. About 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to work with for Lenoir-Rhyne. Clock for you at home, just a little bit ahead of where we are at the pitch. Left-footed strike for Pullman, back across. Looking for Mushtak on the back end. Now Abby Brown's chance to cross far side post, running into it. Pullman, defenders are there. One more right-footed shot. Saved by Lenoir-Rhyne, try by Christina Shimshak. Ryan makes it save number 10. For Lenoir-Rhyne. Should be a new high in saves for a single match this season, under 2 to go. Down towards Van Erden, the corner flag. Senecal Guzman, how about that tackle? keep it to a throw situation for Lenoir-Rhyne. Big play by Jasmine Cynical Guzman. Pop back up towards net, Haley Stewart. Glances the top of her head, bounces back far side. Worked out a play by Kate Wise. Not much time left to contend with now for the Braves defense. Another ball in at Ryan, who ruled another shot, another save. Gina Ryan having the big night in front of net, looking for career shutout number 12. Has been a part of 4 Brave shutouts where she has not been the keeper the entire match. Of course, that doesn't go in on the stat sheet's full shutout for Gina Ryan. But could be her 12th solo shutout, bouncing in. Gina Ryan able to collect it back up. Not much time left for Lenoir-Rhyne, now under 40 seconds. Ryan will take plenty of time to kick it away from net. UNC Pembroke has weathered the storm in the first half of this 4-match week. The Braves will make it 2 wins and as many tries at home on the 4-match homestand, which will continue on Monday against Lees-McRae for the ribbon cutting of LREMC Stadium, with all the renovations set to be complete on Monday, then Lander on Wednesday. But so far, so good for the Braves. Not a terrible start to the first 2 matches of these 4 consecutive matches, and not before they decide to take a shot at us, the parting shot on the match tonight. UNC Pembroke winning it 2-0, keeping it clean in the second half, and that is Gina Ryan's 12th career shutout. The clean sheet for the Braves makes it a 2-0 start to the week. What a way to do it for the Braves on this Saturday evening. We'll take a quick timeout, come back, and tell you about it right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
A 2-0 result for the UNC Pembroke Braves tonight. They take it over Lenoir-Rhyne. 8-3-1 for the Braves. 4-1-1. They'll stay in Peach Belt play after picking up the non-conference win. Lenoir-Rhyne goes to 8-4-1. Trevor Williams with you, our great crew as well, for the post-game report. And it was all done in the first half in terms of scoring. The Braves in the 11th minute from Alexis Pittman, as she ends up netting what is the game winner at 10 minutes and 11 seconds through. Pittman, assisted by Scott on a cross, was able to put away a loose ball in the box for the Braves' first tally. And then Stacey Scott wanted to get in on the scoring herself. Did so with her 6th goal in the 21st minute. Just halfway through that minute, assisted by Carly Rochelle and Shannon O'Neill. Rochelle's 4th assist of the year and O'Neill's 3rd. Scott's assist earlier was her 4th of the season and good for a 3-point match for the junior. Did go down with an apparent injury about midway through the second half. We'll keep an eye on that into Monday to see if Stacey Scott will be back for the Braves in that forward spot when Lees-McRae comes in to LREMC Stadium. The story for the Braves, Gina Ryan with 10 saves officially on her sheet tonight. Keeps that sheet clean for a 12th time in her Brave career. She is going to be rolling right at that career shutout record in no time at all. Only a sophomore for the Braves continues to rack them up. 2 saves on the other side for Elena Morris for Lenoir-Rhyne. The shot total heavily in favor of the Bears, 14-5, 10 of the 14 on goal for Lenoir-Rhyne. A great shot percentage tonight compared to where they were at on the year. The shot on goal percentage below 50%, while their opposition shot nearly 60% on net. 10 saves for the Braves, as we said, to 2 for the Bears, 12 fouls to 8. Lenoir-Rhyne committed 4 more, and 3 corners to 2 in favor of UNC Pembroke. All offsides flags tonight were called against UNC Pembroke, 3 offsides to none for Lenoir-Rhyne. The individual shot totals a team-leading 4 for Axa Mushtak and Lenoir-Rhyne, then 2 each for Stephanie Figueredo and Sarah Pullman, and then 2 for Abby Brown, who we highlighted in the open, 1 each for Cassandra Kerrigan, Helen Ramsey, Taylor Rios, and Christina Shimshock. On the Braves side, the shot and goal for Alexis Pittman, likewise for Stacy Scott, single shots each for Kate Weisner and Christine Rolfs, and the 5th team shot from Jillian Robson. Well, that's going to do it for a final on this Saturday evening in Pembroke, North Carolina. The Braves getting win number 8 on the season, now to 8-3-1. They'll be back in action, as we said, on Monday at 5:30 p.m. when Lise McRae comes into LREMC Stadium for the ribbon cutting. For our great crew and our producer, Matt Sabatis, this is Trevor Williams wishing you a pleasant night from Pembroke, North Carolina, where the Braves win it tonight 2-0 on the UNCP Sports Network.